All right, here we are, Wrecking Ball Live, Friday edition, 11/11. We are here with...
Jason from Sanctum Solaris.
That's right. And I'm Lou Morris, of course, and Diana over there, kind of hanging out.
Hanging out. Did you say today was 11/11?
I'm sorry, 11/18. I got 11/11 on my mind, but yeah, it's 11/18.
Yes.
He's a week behind.
Yeah, I'm totally... That's pretty appropriate, honestly.
You went daylight savings more than an hour, right?
Yeah, I thought we were supposed to jump back a week.
That explains a lot.
Yeah.
So thank you for tuning in. And this is Wrecking Ball Talk. Of course, we just introduced everybody. So hi. Just wanted to go over a few things real quick. Always go to our website, wreckingballtalk.com, and you'll see lots of cool stuff there. We used to have a link to our shows, but it kind of got messed up. Not our fault, and that's okay, because what do we have, Lou? We have a YouTube site.
We have a YouTube site called Wrecking Ball Underground.
Wrecking Ball Talk Underground.
Yeah, Wrecking Ball Talk Underground. I apologize.
If you put that in exactly like that, Wrecking Ball Talk Underground, you'll find, voila, all our stuff. And got some pretty cool stuff on there. You should really go check it out.
Yeah, and we also have some of the featured videos that we have in the other shows just isolated. So if y'all are trying to go over there and maybe look at like the coverage for Vulgar Fest or the coverage for Dallas Metal Fest or anything like that, they're individually on there. So you don't have to go through all of our jabbering to find it.
Or Dirty D's dating game.
Oh, yeah, Dirty D's dating game. We need to do another one of those.
That's on there too, so you should really check it out. So if you are on the Facebook page, which is Wrecking Ball Talk with Dirty D, Facebook, if you go there, hit like. But did you see what I posted on there today, Lou?
I haven't actually been on Facebook that much, so no, I have not.
What? Lou, not on Facebook?
I know, it's kind of weird. I've actually been driving for once, so, and in Dallas, so, 2 errands equals like 6 hours. So.
Well, next Friday, the South Arlington Sign Slayer
Dun, dun, dun.
is going to be on the show.
Oh,
have y'all seen him? Have you seen the videos?
No,
Oh, yeah.
Lou, you
great.
have, right?
Yeah, I've seen him. He's great.
Okay, so he was working for Papa John's.
Okay.
And, the people that stand outside.
Spinning signs.
Spin the signs.
Yeah.
Well, he's out there banging his head. And it's so cool.
Yeah, he's using it like a guitar and stuff. He's just
You know what? Maybe I have. I might have seen that video where he was there, because I noticed that it may have been to a Slayer song or something like that, and I was like, oh,
I think
wait
so.
a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
okay,
like he's kind of like the metal sign slayer.
So it's pretty cool, because I thought it was pretty funny. I mean, because you really get into it. You're like, he does have a specific song in his head.
Yeah.
He's not just out there, because he can.
Well, it takes a special person to do that job.
Yeah, to stay enthusiastic too.
For 12 hours.
Yeah, just to sit out there,
just to make it.
I've watched some of those guys, and some of them, what cracks me up is they'll do it so much you can't read the sign, which kind of defeats the purpose to a point. They'll be throwing it and stuff, and you're like, I'm not even sure what you're advertising at this point.
Well, you said you lived in Denton, so you've got to know the Uncle Sam right there on 380. What, has he been there 10 years? Goes out there and does his dance?
Well, like I already know that he was doing that for Papa John's. See?
Yeah.
So I'm not even really reading the sign. But I did, though, when I saw the video. So many people have posted videos of him because he's so cool. And so now he's got his own Facebook page. And so
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I was like,
He's an overnight hit.
Yep.
Hey, they did an article on him, and which is also on the Facebook page. But I just asked him, hey, because you know what? My show features local metal bands, people.
Yeah.
Because I've had individuals in here, Kitten Rose. Meowstress, Kitten Rose. Love her. But she's been on here, so I've had lots of different people in here, but they're local. If I call them badasses. If you're a badass and or a band, local band, because I love our local music.
Yeah.
And there's so much of it. I mean, there's lots of it, so it's really cool because I never run out of, people to see if they want to come in. Yeah. And so he's one of them, right? It's metal, and he's out there, and people love him. He's
Yeah.
pretty cool. And I read the article. He was very interesting. He's got plans. He's got goals. And so I said, hey, come on in.
Yeah.
You fit the bill. And he said, okay.
Well, that's good. I mean, it's a music scene. It's a society. It's a cultural idea. So
And I
why not
can't-
promote
yeah.
it that way?
I can't wait to talk to him because in the article it says that he wasn't even interested in metal at first. He changed, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm like,
He-
wow.
He transitioned. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That was the gateway from some other.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody slipped him like a Metallica
Yeah,
CD
yeah,
into
but
his
then
like
it's
you know
mixed.
Justin Bieber and all that, and went, what's
He
this?
wears
Yeah.
it well. He
Yeah.
wears it well. So can't wait to see him next week. And just so you know, Lou, December, we're gonna blow it up in December. We're going
Literally, because I
to.
am a pyrotechnic. Remember this.
We're gonna go balls out in December. We're gonna really
But
do.
it's cold. That is not a time to go balls out.
I have some really cool bands in the wings waiting, and I just need to get some confirmations, people. And
They're musicians. You'll never
Yeah.
get confirmation.
I'm like, I need to know.
We
You
show
just
up
get
and
the thumbs up.
Yeah.
You know, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Does that
Is that
mean
a
for
yes?
sure you?
So I got some really big bands that I've been talking to, and I'm hoping to get somebody really big. Michael from Jam Magazine in here on the last, on our last episode of the year, so that we can go over the whole year, over all the bands that have been in here,
Sure.
talk about them, and see what the future holds for us next year
I'm
in
so
the
ready to
local
be
metal
done with
scene.
2016.
Yeah. Yeah, this
man.
year's
Oh.
it's done.
I've loved it, Lou.
Oh,
Loved
man.
it.
It's
I've
been
loved
rough.
it. So that I think we got a big December coming up,
It's great.
which is good
Yeah,
Yes,
end
very
it with a bang.
because I was like, oh, it's gonna, it's busy. Everyone's busy. It's Christmas time and holidays and yeah. But it was either go big or go home. We're gonna go big, okay? Just so you know.
But if we get tired, can we go home?
No. Okay, so those are all my announcements. Yay! Are we going to play a video?
Well, let's talk about the band a little bit. See what he's got to say here.
Sure.
So.
You'd like me to start?
Yeah, no, because I thought, okay, yeah, we'll talk, and then, but if we're gonna play music too, so we're
Yeah.
gonna check this band out, and so yes, please.
How long have you been around?
Sanctum Solaris has been around since 2012 in different formats. It started as a digital project. We had a sort of
Just kind of like home recording or something? Or?
yeah, it started as a reunion between me and guys I grew up with in Oklahoma. We had a reunion jam after X number of years of let's get together and play what we used to when we were in high school. And we started playing through stuff, and we realized, wait a minute, that's pretty cool. Play that again. And after that weekend was over, we started communicating. Thought, let's start passing information and start writing things digitally. It got to a point after the first 4 songs that it realized this is a little bit bigger than that. This needs to be taken out live. Of course, distance was a problem, so I thought, well, I'm in Dallas. I'm in the bigger city. I'll do it here. I'll take it out live. And that's when we picked up Craig Holt, our drummer. Went through a couple of members at that point, but now our new bassist and singer have been with us for right at a year, I think. This is a year for them.
Because I know Allie sang with you for a little
Yes,
while.
she did sing for a short period during the summer tour last year. She came on and did the last 3 shows with us. And it was at that time that Daniel Scharnhorst was playing bass for us. And then he went on to play for White Knuckle, and Allie went on to Nitrate, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah, she's doing Nitrate.
Allie Clay with Nitrate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she'd gone on there, but we were lucky we picked up Martin Harshman out of a cover band, and then Dave had been involved in some of the punk bands like Tooth and Nail and
Is he the
Salt.
current singer?
Martin is our current
Martin's
singer.
the current singer.
Yeah.
So he's the one I saw at the Metal Fest.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Dave's our current bass player, but Dave's daughter plays in New 95, a little bit more new metal kind of ideas. So
Gotcha.
they both come from a music family and a music background, so it seems pretty natural to bring it in. trickiest part was getting a Chicago, a northern singer to sound Texas and southern. That's still a little bit of a work in progress.
You know.
Some of the enunciation, but it's been a development, and it's been good to do it here in Dallas. I think we see each time we play different parts of the scene and how it's growing here.
Are you seeing more like, and this is just a curiosity question, just as somebody that's in a metal band, do you see more reaction from Fort Worth or Dallas?
Dallas.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it seems like Dallas seems to like a certain type of metal, and Fort Worth seems to like a certain
That's
type
an
of metal.
absolute. Yeah.
Well,
Fort Worth
like
is
what?
heavier.
Yeah, Fort Worth likes the
Definitely
really like
heavier.
death metal and stuff.
Yes.
Is way more Fort Worth.
Yes, it very much so.
So when
is.
you say reaction, what do you mean? When Luke, as you said, do you see more of a reaction?
Like the reception, like for instance, Coilback, my band, would be considered more of a Dallas band. You know, we're more Metallica, Rob Zombie, Pantera-ish, and all that stuff. So when we play Dallas, the crowd is really into it, and they really love the songs and everything else. Where we go to Fort Worth, we're kind of weak, almost, I guess, is the best way to put it.
And I think he puts it right. I mean, we face that often when we play in Fort Worth, but it's granted it's with the billing. You're typically playing with 4 or 5 bands. You're unsure of what the billing would be, but I think overall, the bands we play with out of there are much heavier. Even though there is sort of an underground stoner rock or doom,
The
fuzz
doom metal,
rock.
yeah.
I mean that's still there in a way, but it's just as small there as it is here in Dallas. I mean we were considered a stoner band and still are considered a stoner rock band, but
Is that like Dead Hawk?
yes, Dead Hawk would be like a Fort Worth stoner
Thank
band.
you.
Yeah, there you
Because
go.
that's what I thought when I listened to them.
Yeah.
Hi, Kelly, Eric.
Yeah. It wasn't called stoner rock when I grew up. I mean, when I grew up, you're hanging out with the stoners over there.
Yeah.
We were stoners. I mean, we didn't call,
we were stoners. We
we
played
didn't call
rock.
Black Sabbath stoner rock.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to think of that, like Black Sabbath, because that was the closest there was to like death metal or something
Yes.
back then.
I mean, that was heavy back then.
Yeah.
If you were listening to Black Sabbath, they're like, whoa, man, he's into some heavy stuff.
Yeah, that's what cracks me up is how evil everybody thought Ozzy was. And he
Oh,
was like the
yeah.
Antichrist and all this stuff.
Yeah.
He's
And
not?
And his songs are all
He's
about
the Prince
like
of Darkness.
Yeah, he's the Prince of Darkness, but like half of his songs are like love songs and stuff
Sure.
like that. And
Sure.
now, he's family friendly.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper, everybody's like, oh man, this guy's psycho. He
Yeah.
does murder scenes on stage and stuff. And now it's like, oh, good old Alice.
Well, it's ironic with Black Sabbath is as much as people thought they were dark and devil worshippers and heavy, none of the crucifixes or crosses they ever used, even on stage to this day, were upside down.
No,
they were
he-
always right side
Even
up.
on his show, he said that he's a Christian and
Yeah,
everything else.
it had nothing to do with that. And then like you said, with today, the difference in 2 cities. I mean, it's like sister cities. There is a difference. It's
Yeah.
heavier. It's harder over there. Not to say that Dallas doesn't have that, but crowd reaction, like Lou said, is bigger or it's different. And
Yeah.
we try to gear our set to what we're playing. Just like I was telling him before the show, maybe we get here and we realize, things are going to get faster tonight. It's okay to sing a little rougher tonight.
So what's Arlington?
I don't know.
Would
Well,
that
this will be our
be-
first time to play there, so I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
What
we're
venue?
Diamond Gems
Diamond Gems.
Tomorrow
Almost
night.
played there.
tomorrow night.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm going.
8:30's Y'all good?
It's a pretty good little stage. It's very how can I put it? I mean, it looks like a saloon. I don't know if you've been in it.
Yeah, it definitely.
Okay.
From the pictures I saw, it looks like a saloon.
Yeah, it
no
looks
doubt.
like it. You feel like you should have the fence in front of you for the people throwing the beers
The
and stuff.
chicken wire.
Almost. Yeah, the chicken wire stuff. But it's
No.
the crowds they get into it. They really like
That's
it.
what I've heard. That it's
And-
kind of got a built-in crowd in a lot of ways,
Mhm.
and that
I
they
love
do
Diamond
enjoy
Gems.
it. Well, we're excited to be there. We have played in the mid cities before.
Mhm.
One time, I think at Rob's Billiards, and I wanted to say we played.
I like Rob's Billiards too.
So I think we played somewhere else, and I'm not sure.
Monte
But this will be.
Carlos or anything like that.
No, I guess this may be the second time for us in the mid city, so I'm eager to see what it does. I know it's going to be unique because it's in between them. So
Yeah, we haven't
knows?
played there in a long time, but we used to play Monte Carlos in Division I when it was around before the
Uh-huh.
stadium got built and stuff.
yeah,
And they seem to lean more towards a Fort Worth sound.
Yeah.
But it's like something like Diamond Gems. They book such a wide variety of stuff
yeah,
that they're receptive to everything.
That's great.
I saw when I was there, Preston had booked a package kind of together there, and that was Allie was actually singing with a different band at that point. And her band was playing. Before that was a cover band that was playing.
So it was a big mix.
Yeah, it was a mix, and everybody was digging it, you know. And it's a big venue, so it's kind of one of those things that there's plenty of room on the floor. You don't want to be in the pit or something. You can sit back. There's an upstairs. The pool room's in the back, so it's.
That's what I heard is that it's large.
Yeah, it's a big place. It is a big place,
Yeah.
but it doesn't feel cavernous, I guess, is the best way to put it. Like the old Dream World venue and stuff like that, where it was just a warehouse. Yeah,
just swallowed sound.
Yeah,
Sure.
there's enough in there that it sounds good. It's a decent venue. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, but for mid cities, a lot of people know it and love it, and
Good.
they go there. So
And you're going to be there with 383.
Yeah, we haven't played with those guys in
Those are my
over
favorite.
a year. It's been since we played with them. Our first year, we must have played, 7 or 8 shows with those guys. So
I
every time we
love
turned
them.
around, we were playing with it. So.
and they have a built-in crowd too. So
Hello,
Yeah.
hello.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
Built-in
there's one
crowd
of them
right
over there.
here.
Yeah.
Wherever they are, that's where I am. I just love them. They're great. They put on
Good.
an awesome show.
Yeah, we've always had
Every
a good
time.
time when we played with them. Always. It's been fun. We don't get to see them. I think the last time I saw Matt and Jude, I actually saw them at the Black Sabbath concert. We ran into each
Oh,
other.
yeah.
So, so I didn't get to see them. I talk to them every once in a while on Facebook, but it's good to finally get a show with them again.
I tell you who you should probably book a show with. You want to have fun is Vivid and Vulgar.
You know, we tried. Actually, we did. I think when we played Rob's Billiards, Vivid and Vulgar was on that show.
Their
late.
crowd is a party crowd.
Is it?
It is like a built-in party. We covered Vulgar Fest, and the guy had a giant stuffed banana. He threw a sex doll in the middle of the mosh pit and had everybody tear it up. And it's an entertaining show. And yeah, it's kind of like if you like the kind of crowds that just want to go there and have fun. They're not there to just like mosh and just tear everybody up. They're a fun band to book on with.
Great.
Yeah, so we're thinking about kind of talking with them possibly
Sure.
when we start getting stuff together, because seeing the crowd like that's like it was just fun to be there. The whole thing felt like a party. It didn't feel like everybody's here to be aggressive and angry
everybody's
and
mad about something. So.
yeah, they were just they had balloons. Everybody was tossing
That's
around and
good.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's
And they're so vulgar.
yeah. It's she's not shy.
Yeah.
That Aaron.
Aaron earns the band's name. I can tell you that. His shirt said "I love squirters" when he walked out.
Oh,
so.
that's great.
Love him.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, do we want to play a video, or we want to start off with a song?
Can we do a video?
You wanna do the
Let's
Can
video?
we
do
see
video.
the rest of us, not
Well,
just me?
see you in action.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, it's not just you in the band.
No, it's not just me.
You're like half of a White Stripes. So.
Yeah.
All right. So this one is called "In to Begin."
Yeah.
And this was live at the how far back was this?
This was the beginning of the summer tour, so I think it was like May or June of this year.
Okay, so not too far back.
No,
All right, we're gonna start with that then. Here, let me get this going here, and I believe we can go ahead and play in to begin. Correct? Am I
Yes,
saying
and
that
in
right?
to begin.
All right, let's see here.
Separate the being from the coming.
yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
End of spring, start of summer.
I like it, though.
I was getting high because I was listening to stoner metal.
That's stoner metal.
It's a hard sell here in Dallas. It's kind of the one genre that hadn't been big here.
No, that is definitely one. You didn't hear any stoner metal coming out of Dallas. That's for
No,
sure.
and
There's more punk bands that come out of Dallas
Yeah.
than that. Yeah.
you see a lot more of that. I think that's where it becomes. I guess maybe it's by the time you get to Colorado, it starts leaning into southern rock or southern
Right.
metal is what they call it at that point. That's what we see a lot more here in Dallas.
Well, I do love my southern rock.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you a weird place that you wouldn't think would have a lot of southern rock is Florida, because I worked for Disney for a little bit.
Oh, really?
And like, Florida is much more country than anybody thinks.
I've heard that it is.
Everybody,
because
because everybody pictures either Disney or Miami.
Yeah.
And those are the exception to the rule. I've saw more pickups and Confederate flags and
You
everything
didn't see
else.
a bunch of retired people playing golf? And
No, see that's
fishing?
that's in Miami. They
Right.
all kind of say, there's what they call the Disney bubble, which is like everything in the kind of touristy area. So it's nice
Yeah.
because it's all tourists there. But outside of that, you feel like you're like deep south, Alabama,
Huh.
Mississippi, and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, I don't feel country
expect
enough coming
that.
from
Yeah.
Texas,
Wouldn't expect
driving
that, though.
around. Yeah, and nobody does. But anybody if you talk to anybody from Central Florida or anything like that, they'll be the first to tell you, oh yeah. They love their Skinner down there and everything else. And
Turn it up.
yeah, it's not one you would expect. And,
No, I wouldn't have expected that in Florida.
and Atlanta's actually got a pretty receptive scene too. I toured with a band, Goldtown, and
yeah.
the Nine Lives Saloon that used to be there. Atlanta has a really good music scene.
Yeah, I know the band Royal Thunder is out of there, and that's probably close to stoner rock.
Yeah.
that you would get, especially their first album. was.
Isn't it funny though? Because when I listened to, I met Eric, the lead singer of Dead Hawk,
Uh-huh.
from my cousin. They went to school together, hung out with Eric. He said he's got a band, and
Yeah.
so it was pretty cool. And when I actually listened to their music, that is the feeling that I got. Never heard their music before. I'm not even a stoner, right?
Yeah.
So, but I thought, this is the kind of music you just want to sit back in your chair and do something. I said acid. I think I said acid. Like,
Yeah.
it's just kind of one of those you just want to chill when this is going on. It's like good, but you want to meditate
Yeah.
while you're listening to it. It's pretty cool. I
Kind
love
of
it.
like Iron Butterfly or something, where you just want to
Yeah.
spend that 30 minutes of that one
Lagada
Inagata
Davida.
Davida. Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't go anywhere fast. That's
No,
for sure.
not
We
at
all
all.
need to relax, people. We
Yeah.
do.
You listen to Sleep or the instrumental band Earth, and that's I think the running joke for stoner or doom shows is I showed up 20 minutes late, but thank God I didn't miss the first song.
And I am so sorry, but did we actually go into everybody that was in your band?
I think I mentioned most of them, but I can run through them again. Craig Holt is our drummer, Martin Harshman our vocalist, and Dave Garman bass.
And you said this lineup's been about a year-ish?
Right at a year, because we added Martin and Dave around December of last year, so it's getting close to it.
And Dave was going to be here, just so you know, people.
Yeah.
Dave was going to be here, but he's busy.
Yeah, always busy.
Busy man.
And Craig's been part of it since we decided to make it live. So it was around the beginning of 2013 when he and I got together and started playing.
So have y'all recorded an album, EP, or anything like? For
Yeah, that's
release yet?
in the works right now. It was the idea to release Stone Flower of New Year's Day last year was kind of one of those things that earmarked, all right, this is the song we actually wrote together as a group. It wasn't digital. It wasn't passed from guys we grew up with and different ideas. It was, all right, let's sit down
Actually
in the
write it
studio
as a
and write
band,
this
yeah.
as a band. And that's why that one got released. And then we went through, members changing and thought, well, let's hold back. Let's don't release anything yet until we get the sound we want. And we're doing that right now. I think what we've decided on doing, we have around 9 or 10 originals now. There'll be addition of 2 more, but starting January of this year will be the first EP release, which will have 4 songs, and then 2 more EPs will come out, so it'll finish with 12 songs in 3 EPs.
Do you need any cowbell?
Maybe. we're writing a couple of new songs, so there could be a moment where
I think I
the
want to be in a
tambourine or
band.
cowbell. Well, we need a tambourine at Stoner
I
Rock.
can't
do
You
that.
gotta shake it.
No, anything that requires a rhythm, like
Well,
a
see,
constant,
cowbell
I can't
kinda-
do.
How about kazoo?
Mhm.
Kazoo
Could
doesn't
blow a
require
kazoo.
rhythm, and you can kind of, do your own.
No.
I have an electric kazoo at home I can bring you.
Really?
Yeah, it actually goes through the guitar rig and
Electric?
stuff.
That's
It's-
good. We can put a fuzz pedal on it.
Yeah, I actually ran it through my guitar rig once. It sounds like Hendrix almost. It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Really?
Well, we are taking auditions for any backward masking vocals, things like that you want to say, and we'll just hide it in the mix.
I
real
am an
big.
80s kid. I know about that
Yeah.
backmasking shit.
You're going to do a bunch
Yeah.
of helter-skelter stuff on there, basically.
Yeah.
Mine's going to say, like, don't eat too much peanut butter. It's not going to say anything crazy because guess what? It never did say anything crazy.
Yeah, just
it
have real
didn't.
positive
as much as they
messages on
tried
there.
to find something.
Eat your vegetables.
Yeah, nothing bad came.
Go to school.
Yeah, I remember those days
Can't
very
stay
well.
in school. Don't do
Mm.
drugs. Well, don't do lots of drugs.
So I've been seeing your name out there a lot, your band. And so what other gigs do you have coming up?
Well, we'll be at Diamond Gems this Saturday. The show starts at 8:30 with Plow, and then Justinian, As Trust Kills, our sweet mates at the Universal
Yeah, you know
Rehearsal.
what?
Yeah,
I've
we're
gotta
right
check
next
them
door to
out.
Which Universal rehearsal is it?
We're at the one on Walnut.
We were there.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
good place.
we moved to the guitarist house because it gets cheaper.
It's a lot
But
cheaper.
yeah, it's probably one of the best rehearsal studios. in
Yeah,
the
it's
Metroplex.
good. And then there'll be us, and then, of course, 383 will finish the night. After that, we're going to hold off for the rest of the year just to finish this EP.
Mhm.
And then we will start another set of shows in the spring. And what we try to do, because everyone's got to work and has a family and things to do, is over the last 2 years, we've done what we call 2 football seasons a year. So we set aside 16 weeks that'll run back to back, a show, at least one show every weekend, but you get 2 bye weeks. So when your wife or significant other starts yelling at you and saying, you're gone too much playing every weekend, that'll be the bye week.
It's like,
And so-
well, time to roll up that
That's-
bye
That's right.
week.
We put it all together. So any promotional shots, interviews, appearances, concerts, anything we can gets crammed in there. So it's really hectic 16 weeks. By the end of it, we need to get away from each other. So we take about
It's not a
5
bad
weeks.
approach.
Yeah, take
Yeah.
5 weeks
I
off and then
think
do
that's
it again.
genius.
Yeah. So it's our football season. We try to do it twice a year. And this year, we will probably start it off during the festival season in February or March and go. I really don't want to go past July. Last summer was a cooker. It's too hot.
Ooh.
Way too hot. So our 5-week break needs to happen into July, August, and
I
then
can
start
relate
sometime
to
after
that.
Labor Day. Yeah. Too hot.
Yeah, see, that was the thing I was talking about. I actually am a pyrotechnic. I used to do 4th of July shows,
Uh-huh.
and it's so funny because we do our 4th of July, obviously on the 4th of July, in the dead heat.
Right. in the
And
middle
we
of
shot
that.
a show in England for Guy Fawkes Night,
Mhm.
and they do it in November. I was like, can we just swap?
Yeah.
Because November is
It's
not
cold
pleasant in
in
England,
England, yeah.
and July is not pleasant over here. So if we traded holidays, we're allies. I think we could do
Yeah.
that.
Work. Sure. Sure.
I'd much rather be barbecuing when it's nice and cool outside.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to cook it on the hood of your car.
Yeah, really. I mean, you could actually use the grill instead of just sit there and go, oh, just toss it on the sidewalk there, we'll be good.
Yeah.
Now,
What-
here's a question I have.
Sure. Go ahead.
That I believe has become a new question for a lot of bands.
Mhm.
When you release an album, is there a point to releasing a hard copy anymore, or do you just do digital?
Ooh, that's a tough question. What we talked about is the same thing we did with Stone Flowers, that it was a digital release. And you could purchase it for whatever, 97 cents or $1, whatever it may be, and download it. And also you take digital download cards to you to shows, which certainly carrying a brick of 1,000 business cards is much easier to carry than a
crate
box
of
of CDs.
Yeah.
And granted, who buys a full CD anymore?
Yeah,
It's
that's
just-
been
that's the hard. Is it really? Are they going to buy a full CD, or they just want that song? And I, as I talk to the guys, and I think of music history, and you realize, in the 50s and 60s, early 60s, you were talking about people releasing 45 singles, You had a hit single. You were a one-hit wonder. You had a single. You didn't have an album.
Yeah, the irony was just even like the Beatles, they had singles that never appeared on albums.
Right.
It was just the singles, and the albums were a completely different
That developed
thing.
later on.
Yep.
But nowadays, I think we're reverting back to that in the fact that you're not seeing this huge album sale as much as you are seeing singles sold. So are we reverting back to the days of a 45?
Yep.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Okay, because in my little car, it actually, which was kind of funny because when I first got the car, used car, it had 5 CD.
Yeah, big CD changer.
And I thought, what the hell am I going to do with this, okay? But I grabbed like 383. I got 2. They had an EP, and then they have their first
release.
album.
Uh-huh.
Okay? And that one has like 8 songs on there.
Uh-huh.
So I play them both. They're in my rotation, pushed. They gave me theirs, and I throw that in there. Deity of Destruction. So when I see bands that I like, I will actually want their CD, EP,
Yeah.
and because I will throw it in my car. Because there's nothing on the radio that I want to hear. There
Right.
really isn't.
The days of listening to the radio station,
It's
I think, are
the
long
same
since
Yeah.
gone.
shit when I turn it
10-song
on.
playlist.
Alice in
Yeah.
Chains and Nirvana and Soundgarden. I don't want to hear that. I've already heard all that.
Well, you see it recently with what the Edge
Yeah.
being
Yep,
done
yeah,
with,
yep,
and
the Edge is going
that
away.
tells you a lot right there about what's the current state of radio.
So I have an older car. It's a 2006, okay? And
So are you asking about a cassette release? Is that where we're going on?
really, Lou, a cassette.
Oh, I'm sorry, 8-track.
Okay.
8-track.
So, okay, like me, I really do want to throw something
You
in
still
my
want
car.
a hard copy of it.
Because while I'm driving, I'll just put it on. I also have Bluetooth, okay,
Uh-huh.
so I can do like my Spotify, but Spotify again is not my local bands.
Right.
Some are,
Right.
but not all of them are. So
Coilback is on Spotify. Look up Coilback.
so what kind of a dilemma am I in? I
could see
I
it, yeah.
love having those, Otherwise, you know what I'm doing? Which Reverb Nation has everybody's music on there, but for some reason it is really slow when I'm doing it in my car to plug it in, turn it on, and it sucks.
Yeah, it's a slow
Really, it
app.
sucks.
Yeah, it's a slow
Yeah,
app.
it's not a great
So
app.
I really do enjoy the CDs. I do.
Sure.
I'll throw them in. But does everybody's car have a CD player anymore? Or
Yeah.
Well, I think they still do because of if they've got a nav system, they still have to have some way to load data. But so many of them now, like my car has the USB auxiliary port, so I can just go from my phone.
Yeah, we're kind of in a
Straight
transitional
in.
period,
Yeah.
is what I think. It's kind of like, because, yeah, mine has a CD/DVD player, but it'll also play MP3 data CDs. So that's what
Right.
I do is I burn a DVD that's got folders of all the different music. So
Sure.
I have hundreds of songs that I can just go through digitally. But, yeah, just like he was saying, there's, a lot of people will take their iPod and plug into their auxiliary,
Yeah, they just go through the aux port.
or
and
they'll
now
get
they've
a
got
flash
all the
drive and
material.
plug it in the USB. And that's why I kind of asked the question, is because that's a lot of bands are wrestling with that now.
Well, in the stoner and doom genre or sludge rock, the irony of it all, I mean, that's kind of an older style when you think about it. I mean, those guys harken back to bands like Sabbath and Rainbow and Pentagram and all that. That's the origins of this movement. If you go to one of their shows, they're not offering any digital download. You certainly can go online and find it, but what they're offering are LPs.
Yep.
So you can actually get vinyl. Now, of course, you got to go out and get a record player and then hook it to your car somehow and drag it around.
A lot of
I don't
skipping
know why I
going
keep
on.
skipping all the time.
Yeah,
I
why
don't
just
get
stay
it. Yeah.
So that's a different spin on it. Now, they're coming out with LPs, but what you see a lot of them do, Red Fang is a good example of a band that's recently done this. Their new album came out, and although it was available digitally, you could order a limited edition run of a 45 or a full album. And of course, when you open it, it's the old school pink salmon, or it might have
Yeah, my
crazy looking LP.
My friend from Ghoultown did. I can't remember the record they used, but yeah, same thing. They haven't released a lot of their older CDs that are now out of print. They just leave them digital.
Right.
But one of their latest albums that they had put out, they did a limited run of vinyl.
Yes.
And they were selling $25 a pop. I got one. It's blue vinyl.
Yeah, you get an
And-
odd colored.
Yeah,
you know,
they had one that was special from the record company that was like the splattered kind of tie-dyed look.
Right.
And then they had the blue and the black, and they were selling them like 25 a piece. And
Yeah.
they were selling like hotcakes at the gig.
I think that's what you have to do. I think you have to have the download availability, and for the notoriety or the guys that have to have one in their hand, it would go to an LP.
And what I think too is it becomes a collectible, because one of the
Yes.
things that happened there at the show, I actually, because I know the guys, he did it before for me, but like he offered, hey, we're going to be at the booth and we'll sign it.
Yeah.
And so, and I think that's why LPs never really died off, because if you think about even in the days of cassettes, they had the promo flats were the same size as LPs they'd use to advertise it. 'Cause
Right.
you got that nice big shot of the artwork. It's something concrete in your hand. It's something physical.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool to look at, if nothing else.
Yeah,
even
I
if you never
remember-
put it on a record player.
Well, think of you look back at some of those LPs. Like if you opened up the Black Sabbath, we sold our souls for rock and roll. You opened up that up. It had this huge coffin with this girl holding this cross, and real creepy looking.
I love albums.
And then
Oh, yeah.
Speak of the Devil, it didn't. The Ozzy Speak of the Devil have an opening, and of course, the one I remember most growing up was the Live After Death, the Iron Maiden album.
My favorite one, I think, LP was School's Out, because
Yeah.
it looked like a school desk.
Right,
And it
I
opened
had all
up.
the carvings.
Yeah,
and everything
and it
on
had all the little knife carvings in it and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
So
I
you
was
know what I'm
super-
hearing? I'm hearing that millennials are killing society,
Yeah.
and that they should die.
And there goes half the audience.
Yeah.
And that millennials should die because they're ruining everything.
I think it's
Get with
kind
the program, people.
it's kind of funny because they're screwing it all up, but at the same time bringing back some stuff too, because they were
Like
the
what?
one. Well, LPs was kind of the thing, because for a while I could go to half price and go get a Beatles album for like $5 because nobody cared.
Right.
And
Yeah.
with the hipster movement and all that stuff, where they were like, oh, we're gonna go so anti-mainstream,
Mhm.
they went back.
Are
and
hipsters millennials, though?
Technically,
I think they're part of it because even
they're
in Denton,
a subculture of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
from both of us are from Denton. We can vouch for this.
yeah, and right on the square is a huge record store.
Yep.
And you go in there and buy LPs, and then there's actually two of them. But it's a big hipster following to go in there and pick up those.
Yeah, and you'll see
LPs.
these 20-year-olds and stuff looking up old music and stuff on vinyl, and it's because it's not as mainstream. It's all digital. It's old school, and they feel like
Yeah.
somehow. And so on one hand, they are bringing back certain things. Now, the problem is, yeah, they don't usually do anything with them. They'll buy them, and it's just like when you walk into Hot Topic and you see Black Sabbath T-shirts and Guns N' Roses and stuff. They probably haven't even listened to half those bands.
No,
It's now a statement and a fashion to go look at how retro I am.
Well, it's just like you think about it. Would you love to own the rights to that Misfits logo?
Oh,
I mean, how many
Yeah,
times
we
there's
actually
a kid
joke
bought a
about
shirt
that
and he has no
is
idea who that
Everybody
band
thinks
is.
Misfits is a fashion brand now and not a punk band.
It's like a
because,
Nike symbol or
yeah,
something.
it's just like
It is cool.
The Crimson Ghost.
yeah, it cracks me up because it has become a thing where it has been able to provide finances for some of these bands. 'Cause,
Oh,
I mean,
mercy, yeah.
think about how many of these bands now are making resurgences and tours and stuff. You know, Motley Crue did their farewell tour. Aerosmith's about to do theirs.
Depeche Mode's fixing to come
Yeah.
in 2017.
Well, I
Yeah.
think that goes with what you were saying about, do you sell hard copies? Do you sell digital? What do you carry around with you? Well, the reality is what's going to make you money. Digitally is the best way to distribute it because it's worldwide.
Yep.
But I think the record industry as a whole is running into the dilemma that sales are down. Bands that used to say we're a studio band, we don't play live,
Yeah.
are you suddenly seeing them back on stage? Allman Brothers and guys like this, now they're on stage playing and they're touring. When you think technically they should be retired, well, they're touring because they're not making money off album sales.
Yeah.
Because album sales are gone.
Yeah, it's all merch and performance.
Yeah,
that's
and
where
a
the
lot of
money
it is merchandise. And people say, I know when I grew up paying $10 for a concert ticket to see Iron Maiden or something like that. Now, granted, it was
My
general,
first
it was
concert,
general admission, and you
woo!
had to push and shove your way in.
Yeah, you earned your spot.
Yeah, compared to today where I paid $150 for a Black Sabbath ticket. Well, I can understand why they charge me that because they're on stage thinking, I know you're going to stream my album.
Yep.
So you're not going to pay for that.
And you're going live in the middle of the show, so you're
Right.
showing people
Yeah, and
my
you're
show.
gonna take pictures and go live in the show. So you're sending that out. Of
Yeah,
which
because I
I'm not
remember
gonna
back
get
in the
paid
days when it
for.
was no cameras, no
No,
video,
yeah,
no
none of
nothing.
that.
You got caught with that, you're
You
kicked
took
out
a
of the venue.
beating. Yeah.
Yep.
And so they've got to make up that money somehow.
By the way, doesn't it suck when you go to a concert and everyone is holding up a damn phone?
And it's right in front of you.
And I
in your
hate it.
face, you
I
can't
want to
see.
walk in with a water gun and just. Psh, psh, psh. I can't. I'm short. I cannot see, and
Yeah.
I want to see, and I don't want to see it through your fucking phone. So put it away.
Well, there's an advertisement GoPro just put out, which is, obviously they're selling GoPros, but that
Mm-hmm.
it's interesting, the concept of it. And it showed like some kids playing and a mom like holding a phone recording it, and they're like, "Is this really hanging out with your kids?"
Yeah.
And and
No.
it showed them somebody else holding a phone, and it was like, "Is this really doing this?" And then they're like, "Stop recording the moment, live in the moment." And
Yeah.
Which is
that's true.
It is very true.
And the problem with me is most of the time when I'm going to venues, I'm working like covering stuff here. So I'm, the irony is I'm over here with a recorder and a camera and doing
Yeah.
all this stuff, but that's work.
Lou is bringing you the memories.
Yeah, for the
But
people that aren't there.
When I am with my granddaughter,
Uh-huh.
and she's a little over 1, when I went to go and visit her because she doesn't live near me, I would, put the phone in front of her and then just so I could record her. And then I thought, this is so dumb. I put my phone away.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, because I don't want my granddaughter to think there I am with the camera in
That's
her
what
face.
she remembers of it.
Yeah, so I put it away. And I'm like, hello.
Yeah.
I-
Well, it's part of it of how it's affecting the record industry. I know ASCAP is doing everything they can as far as requiring ASCAP licenses for venues to allow cover bands to play. They're trying to get rid of this streaming free videos, and a lot of bands are just flat out telling you, I'm not putting it up for streaming. Before Prince had passed away, remember, he pulled all of his stuff down.
Prince was
Yep.
good.
He pulled
Did
it
he
down.
know he knew what he was doing, right?
Yeah.
And I tell you why, because anytime I was feeling a Prince song and I wanted to pull it up so I could play it, I couldn't.
That's right.
I could not.
Well, that's how those guys make their living. That's how I make my living. So
But everyone should do that, and that's how you're going to get
that's how
people
it's going to stop.
to buy it.
Yeah.
Because I would pay for Prince's music because I wanted to hear it so badly, and
Sure.
I couldn't. I'm like, what's going on? How come I cannot find it? I'm all Googling, all kinds
Yeah.
of cross-checking. Why can I? That's weird. No, it's not. That's the
It's-
way he had it.
Yeah.
And he knew what he was doing, right? Because I would have to pay for his music, which
Sure.
is great.
And
I'll
even,
pay.
when I was in college, even if you were playing the music of Bach, he's long since dead. The man's not missing any dollar at all right now at this point. But if I walked into a lesson or a master class or a classroom and I had a piece of photocopied music, that's an automatic expelled. You're
Yep.
gone. There is no forgiveness or rebuttal from that. You're out of here. You had to purchase that because someone still does own the rights legally to that sheet music. So even artists today, it doesn't matter if they're a classical artist or heavy metal artist, you can still go into a music store, see a publication of their tablature or sheet music. Now you can buy it, which that money would go to them because they do get money from that, or you learn it off Tabster or Tab Crawler, whatever it may be, and you're not paying for it.
Well,
So-
see, and that's the thing a lot of people don't understand that are not in the industry is there's publishing rights and
Yes.
there's recording rights.
That's right.
And the publishing rights usually revert to the band,
Yeah,
where the recording rights go to the record company 90% of the time. And
it's very true.
yeah, because I actually am signed through ASCAP as a publishing company and as a
Yep.
performer and stuff. And yeah, it's one of those things that, like, for instance, the perfect example is the Beatles.
Yeah.
When Michael Jackson owned the rights to the quote-unquote Beatles, he had the recordings.
Yes.
But McCartney could go over there and sing I Saw Her Standing There anytime he wanted to, and he didn't have to pay a dime to Michael Jackson because he has
Right.
the publishing rights. So
Right.
he owns the concept of the song, where Michael Jackson at the time just owned those particular recordings.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of a weird sort of thing. And that's one thing always everybody tells you when you try to negotiate a record deal, never give up your publishing rights.
Yeah, because they argue about it. You talk to, what is it, guys like Chubby Checker and all them, we talked about 45s,
Yep.
are one of the notorious ones that got ripped off.
Yeah, they
by
have to
the
pay to
record
play their own
companies.
music.
Yeah,
it's
because
ridiculous.
they didn't set up the publishing rights or recording rights in the right way. And so when it came down to making money for a song they wrote, I'm sorry, but you're not on the rights.
I'm gonna do a whole bunch of different cowbell songs, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna own them. And if you
That's going
ever
to be your
play,
publishing niche.
you ever play my cowbell song rhythm in your music, you're gonna owe me.
That's the one thing you can't copyright is a drum rhythm. I do know that.
Yeah.
You can't
that really a drum
copyright
rhythm?
Yeah, you
drum
can't
rhythm.
copyright a note.
Can I mix it up?
You
Yeah.
can't copyright a rhythm pattern.
Right.
Yeah, there's certain
Right.
things
Now, I can
that,
copyright a riff on guitar,
Yeah.
but I can't
Can
do
you
a drum
play
thing.
something on the back of my cowbell?
Yeah, we could. We set up
Okay.
a way to like a
We're gonna
MIDI,
do it.
MIDI that you hit it and sure.
We're gonna do. We're so gonna
But
do it.
I will need 80% of those publishing rights.
80?
Oh, ouch. Wow. Taking 80
80?
points right off the top.
Sure.
Mm.
See, he knows how to negotiate.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
80?
about it.
I know how to negotiate too.
Well,
We're not making it in China. So I want to show
All right,
everybody your
sweatshop boy
sticker.
over here.
Sanctum Solaris. Hello, look at that. I put it on my cup.
yeah. I didn't bring
God.
you a drumstick for your cowbell, though. I brought you a guitar pick, so it's going to be tricky.
Yeah.
We can get her a yucca bass or something like that.
You might have made a clever decision there. So I'm
Oh,
just gonna
okay.
go with that.
Mm. So
You were self-admittedly saying you have no rhythm. I'm just kind of. I'm agreeing.
I'm
with
a
you.
Mexican. I have rhythm. Okay, I just want you to know. I instantly have rhythm just for being a Mexican. Look at the guitar pick.
Yeah.
Oh, we got our sticker up there. You probably can't see it, can you?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah, you can see.
So we put our sticker up there. So we should have more. It's just that I just got this banner.
It looks
So
great.
a lot of our bands that have been on, we don't have their stickers.
Yeah. Well, we'll have a lot of other
But we're working on it.
merchandise available tomorrow night.
I know. I can't wait. We're gonna go to the show. It's gonna be fun.
Get ready for loud. We're the loudest band. We play loud.
Are you doing your fast heavy version?
I don't know. It's have to see how the night goes if we're going to speed it up. But everywhere we play, everyone says, "My God, you're the loudest band that plays here," and we're adamant about we're not turning down.
So you kind of got like the Spinal Tap thing. It's like we're the loudest band.
That's right. Well, you got to have it.
Everything's
it's
at
the
11.
stoner doom sound. You know, you turn up lots of cabinets, a lot of power, and push through there. A lot of volume.
Well, we got a song still. Speaking of volume, this one is Stoneflower,
Yes.
I believe. And when did you guys record that?
That was released in January of 2014, I believe, is when New Year's Day we released that. Like I said, it was the first one as a band we sat down as a whole and kind of played through and thought, that's a good song. And at first it was, let's just come up with a couple of riffs, kind of our Paranoid, a couple of riffs and we'll
Yeah.
be done with it in song. And we were talking about ideas, and I'm a big Brazilian jazz fan like Jobim and Gilberto and Stan Getz. And Stan Getz had a jazz album called Stoneflower. And I thought, let's write a song about a hippie chick and call it Stoneflower. And it was like, that's a good idea,
I
man.
like
Let's
that
do that.
concept.
I was like, okay, so that's the
Nice.
name of this song will be Stoneflower.
All right, so we're gonna play that now for you.
And we'll go ahead and because just FYI, anybody knows, it's almost time for us to close because right after this show is a show called Nerd Alert.
Nerd alert.
Oh.
Do you like anime, DC Comics,
Star Wars.
Marvel?
I like the Star Wars. I think my daughter got into that. What is the Titan one?
Attack on Titan.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's
with,
Attack on Titan. The giant,
yes, the giant flesh
muscular
monster.
looking. Yeah.
So Eric Cherry, we had Eric Cherry. He was one of the characters in that.
And on Attack on the Titans.
Yes, and so we brought him in here, and
It's getting popular too.
Oh, yeah, it's
that
supposed
one
to
is
be
getting
really, really big.
huge.
Yeah.
They're doing a
that's
live
one
action.
of our shows too.
They're doing a live
Eric
action
Cherry.
movie. Yeah.
That's what I've heard. Did they ever release the, I guess, English or American version?
Yeah,
of
they
the,
do, there is a dubbed version now.
Okay.
Because it's gotten so big, and yeah, like I said, they're working on a live action movie too. It's just gotten that much reception.
Wow. Good.
Okay, so we're gonna close out the show. That way we can make sure our nerd alert, they get in here because they got some really good stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think they're pretty cool. And don't forget the Arlington Sign Slayer.
And
Yeah.
tomorrow night, Diamond Gems.
Diamond Gems in Arlington, Texas tomorrow night.
Go check
Be
out
there.
Sanctum Solaris.
I'm going.
Are you gonna play this song there?
Maybe.
Put you on the spot.
We got a couple of surprises that we're going to put in there next or tomorrow night.
All right, so check it out.
All right, we'll bring it in here.
From the rock, look down from the sky. Dancing out of the wilderness. Stretched out the heavens, starts to start to cry. Oceans rise forever. Skies fall, travel mountains. Soft golden fields of a summer drive. And the rays lay down, warm up to blue eyes. Swim in oceans of a show. Drift softly to you, falls of cool rain. Oceans rise forever. Skies fall, travel mountains. Lightning sound is go back to sea. Some flowers on sapphire gate. Secret sins in the light, they never shy away.